So how have you enjoyed the Rachel Burford Academy?
It's been amazing. I mean, training with internationals, like what more could I ask for? It's been great meeting new people. Yeah, it's just been great.
Hi guys, Amy here for a bonus episode of the Women's Rugby Show, the only place where you can find a variety of top class content on women's rugby. Now let's be honest, if you were a top athlete, you'd probably like to spend your time away from games and training in the gym, you know, going away on holiday, maybe locking yourself away on your Xbox for a few hours. Oh, and of course, binge watching the Women's Rugby Show. But there are some athletes that go above and beyond what is expected of them on the pitch or in the gym. They realise that they're role models, whether they like it or not, and they have the power to inspire or negatively impact the next generation. Some players really thrive on this responsibility, whilst others not so much. But there is one player that fits the mould of role model. Not only is she a respected member of the game, she is also a World Cup winner who spends her spare time planning and hosting rugby camps across the UK for young girls. That player is Rachel Burford, and today the England and Harlequin Centre has invited us along to Reading Rugby Club to take a look for ourselves at what happens at her training camps. I can't wait to get stuck in. Well, essentially it's a training camp specifically designed by Rachel and her coaching team to help girls aged 7 to 18 years old to improve their rugby skills and become better players. It combines rugby training drills, fitness and nutrition sessions, guidance on how to warm up and prevent injury, off-pitch development for attributes like leadership, teamwork and communication, plus first-hand advice from top-level coaches, and of course the Red Rose herself. Not only that, but Rachel often calls in some of her England colleagues to pass on their advice from years of experience in the game. So keep an eye out for another famous face in this episode. Now we're especially lucky as today also sees the camp run alongside Didi Rugby, which is for children aged 18 months to 6 years, and it helps them establish their core rugby skills. It all sounds like a lot of fun and I can't wait to see what it's all about. Maybe they might even let me join in. Why did you set up the Burford Academy?
So back in 2016 I was a professional rugby player, and at the time I was in and out of whether I would continue to be contracted, and so I knew that I needed to do something alongside my playing career. So I set this up, and this was based on, I used to work for the RFU as a community rugby coach, and we held a couple of days like this where we just invited all the girls in the county along to just have a day in a girls only environment, because we were finding in the area I was working in that we were getting so many girls drop out of club rugby, because when you get to the age of 12 you have to play in a girls team. This was back then, and a lot of the girls didn't have a girls team and they'd have to move clubs, and that's really daunting and quite scary. So then we ended up losing girls to the game, so we started setting up girl camps where all girls would come in together, and then actually they then get to know some other players from different clubs. So then when they may have to move away from their own club, they actually go, well, actually I know a couple of girls from that club, I don't feel too scared about going there, I want to carry on. So it was trying to kind of bridge that gap, but also create just a girls only environment for girls who deserve it.
So is that what makes it stand out from other rugby camps out there?
I think, for us, it's really important that we try and help them develop as a rugby player, but also we try and do a little bit of development off pitch as well. So working on some of their communication or their teamwork or their leadership skills, and just trying to show them that all these great traits that rugby provides you on a pitch can be used off the pitch in school, in work, at home, in interaction with friends, social life. So it's trying to do a bit of both, and also just trying to continue grow girls rugby, bring other internationals in to have role models. So there's a couple of different elements that I would say that kind of is what is different about the Burford Academy to other potential academies out there.
And from the girls that you've got in your academy, how many would you expect to go on and actually want to make it a full-time career?
Well, we've had over 800 girls come through the academy over the years, which is amazing. And we always say, are you interested in playing for England or Scotland or Wales? That we have a couple of girls who turn up in different colours, and that's great, but it's not just about that. So if some of these girls go on and do representative rugby, that's amazing, it's incredible. And there is one girl that's actually in the England under-20s that came on one of our camps years and years ago. Wow. It's one of the very first ones, so it's great to see that, and that's really nice that I played a small part in that journey, and hopefully we will see more. But it's more just about giving them an opportunity to be in an all-girls environment where they can learn, they can relax and then have fun, but at the same time we can draw a lot of values from the game to everyday life as well.
So do your camps just happen in the summer, or are they all year round?
So we go during term times mainly. Like our big camps like this, we were running summer holidays or half terms, and then we're just starting to pick up more kind of weekend stuff. So we'd work with a club on a Sunday or on a Saturday afternoon, and we've been doing a little bit of senior and girls rugby and trying to join it all together.
And why is it so important that girls have their own rugby camp?
I just think it's important, girls rugby and women's rugby is fast growing across the country, and to provide an environment where, is what they're going to go on to. You can only play with the boys up until a certain age, so just creating that platform and an environment where they feel safe, they're comfortable, and actually pushed out their comfort zone a little bit, but maybe not in such an intimidating environment where they've got all boys around. I grew up with all boys around me, and even though I was quite a confident young girl, I was still quite intimidated in that environment. So to have a day where you could come along and just be, surrounded by the same people as yourself and get stuck in is really important.
And for anybody watching at home who wants to get involved, how can they sign up?
It's really simple. We've got a website, burfordacademy.co.uk. A list of all of our camps are on there, and you just book online, or social media. You can get in touch with any of us, and we'll be able to direct you in the right place.
What did you think of the session today?
I think it was really good. Great start for the girls coming out this morning. A lot of talent on show, just kind of drilling in some of the fundamentals, and then we'll take it up a gear when we come back out later.
And any potential Quins or Red Roses out there today?
Oh, definitely. I've only experienced a couple of the older girls so far, but there's definitely a lot of talent. Just watching the way they're addressing themselves, the way they catch and the way they're passing, it's definitely stuff that we continue to teach ourselves, and they're getting it now, and they're understanding our terminology and what we're saying to them. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential within the group.
Why did you set up Didi Rugby?
Okay, so I set up Didi Rugby ultimately to encourage children to become more physically active. My role as a PE teacher in a secondary school made me realise quite quickly that we needed to do something with the younger age groups, and I became a mother. Rugby's always been my passion. I'm playing for England and playing for Saracens, and it's always been part of my life. So for me to bring those things together, children, physical activity and rugby, that was my dream really.
And what makes it different to other rugby camps for children out there?
What makes Didi Rugby different to other camps is we're very much about the quality, the one-to-one time that we can spend with little ones. Very similar to the way Rachel Burford works her academies. We have a cap at 8 in a class when we bring an assistant coach in, so there's always that interaction with a coach and somebody else in the team, so that they've got that one-to-one attention all the time, and they can really develop as a player but also as a person as well. That's what we're about.
And what can the parents expect signing them up to Didi Rugby?
So parents, if they're signing them up to Didi Rugby, just expect their children to become physically active in a fun environment. They enjoy going to classes. We have great feedback from parents and children all around the country now. So it's all just about getting kids active, having a good time, having a positive experience with exercise and activity, and ultimately linking them up with local rugby clubs as well.
And you start at 18 months old. What are those little ones like?
So we start at 18 months old, and it's great to see those little ones engaging. I mean, ultimately at that age it is about us educating parents and educating the children about having fun through play, enjoying the physical movement, physical literacy, and all ticking all the early learning goals that the nurseries and the playgroups want to do out there. So we provide that base and that sound base of knowledge for physical literacy, but also turn them into confident individuals that make decisions, that are social with their friends, and we kind of tick all the boxes really. So we're really happy when a new 18-month comes in and they surprise their parents about what they can actually do.
So for anybody watching, how can they sign their children up to Didi Rugby?
So if there's any parents watching that want to sign their children up for Didi Rugby or just have a free taster session, because we always offer those, all you need to do is go to the website at www.didirugby.com, enter your postcode, and it will come up with the closest class area for you and the contact details just to contact, and take them along, have a free taster, and then usually the rest is history.
What is it that made you want to come to Rachel Burford's Academy?
It was mainly like getting my links into it, because I want to be able to play like Harlequins, England. So it's like I wanted to do the links, but also to like improve my skills. So I've been playing for a long while, but like there's always room for the improvement afterwards.
My dad saw it on the internet, and I thought I would give it a go since I've never been to a camp like this before.
I've done it before, and my mum just found it, and we went to a game once where England played New Zealand, and we saw Rachel, and we spoke to her, and she said that she was doing it. So we went to one of them, and I really enjoyed it.
I think it's just got a great vibe. Like everyone's like wants to set a goal. Most of us want to become pros, so like we've all got that driving goal. Yeah, it's just been really great. I've really enjoyed it.
What's it like actually learning from Rachel and Lianne?
It's really cool because like you'll be learning from like people that have made it to England.
It's been amazing. I mean, training with internationals, like what more could I ask for?
It's like I'm obviously really privileged to like be here with them teaching me, and like it's really rare, like not everyone gets that chance, and it's pretty cool.
What's the main thing you've learned from today?
Spread out into spaces and not like bunch up and like look before you pass.
I've learned like more like tactics and more skills.
Just done the kicking, so that's like quite helpful because I've helped like improve my accuracy and like consistency in where it's landing.
Setting goals, and if you don't get them the first time doesn't mean you won't get them again.
And what's been your favourite part so far today?
Meeting new people, but also like playing with like Rachel in that.
Probably getting to meet some different girls that I've never met before.
Probably the stuck in the mud, because it was having like the quick passing skills and the reaction which you needed.
And what do you think the importance of having one that's just purely for girls?
It's like obviously because girls are a growing like community, so it's like they're still trying to develop everything. It's quite nice to have all girls, because then it's like they're not focusing on the boys who have been around for ages. It's like it helps develop the girls, and like girls don't really like the mixed in stuff. So if you have it all girls, it kind of gives them confidence, like, oh, there's more out there who want to do the same thing as me.
We're underestimated compared to boys sometimes, and I think it's great that there are girls-only camps to just focus on that.
So would you come back?
Yeah, I've done a couple of these camps, so yeah, I would come back definitely.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Yeah?
definitely.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm absolutely exhausted after witnessing that and trying to participate. So sadly, that is the end of this episode. So that just leaves me to thank Rachel Burford, Vicky McQueen, Lianne Riley, and all the players and participants that let me run around with them. So if you'd like any more information about Rachel Burford's Academy, we will link that down below, and also Didi Rugby too. So that just leaves me to ask you to do 4 simple things for me. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all social media at Women's Rugby Show, and lastly, tell everyone you know about the Women's Rugby Show. Okay, that's it from me. I'm off to go and practice my line running and weak hand passing. See you later.
Rugby Academy!